Welcome, gentle listener. I am Baldermort, your faithful servant, and I wish to introduce you to the forces, factions, and organizations of the Warhammer 40k universe, the grim darkness of the far future. Where there is no time for peace, there is only time for war. Now, before the main event, a brief word from the sponsors of this video. The GX Opera browser, 1 minute 7 seconds. See? Very short. Let's go. Introducing the Opera GX browser, a new experience in surfing the internet. Okay, I am the first to admit that some things fly over my head, but even I get this stuff. The GX control, because you have the browser open in the background, as many of us do, you can set it to make sure it does not affect your gaming experience. Magnificent. With a RAM and CPU use limiter, you now know you will not experience lag death. An award-winning modern design and built-in VPN. It has all of the social media links you would ever need, and then some, including Twitch and Discord. You can import all of your settings from another browser, and it has compatibility with most Google Chrome extensions. Nice. Very handy for making the change, I can assure you. It can be used on your mobile and linked to your desktop. Now that is excellent. A veritable tsunami of hardcore gamers are making the change over to this free-to-use cutting-edge Opera GW browser. So, hit the links in the description and get started. Honestly, this could be the easiest choice you've ever made. Just do it. Opera GX browser. Download it today. And thanks for that. It's actually quite natty. I really like the look of it, but there again, I like new things sometimes. And today, we shall be discussing one of my most loved dreadnoughts in all of the setting. Now, it is not my tip-top first choice, of course, but these are certainly up there. And I do not even have any of these, as I no longer play that army, the Space Wolves. Yet I have faced them, and I shall regale you with that hilarious tale after the main lore. And so, as usual, for the very basics, let us lean on existing wisdom. To quote, Wulfen Dreadnoughts. Each of the dreadnoughts housed deep beneath the fang contains a great Space Wolves hero, shorn of his warrior physique. But an even crueler fate awaits some of these entombed warriors. Although their bodies are all but lifeless, they still bear the genetic heritage of their primarch, the Canis Helix. And in rare cases, the sleeping beast within their psyche is awoken. The curse of the Wulfen afflicts the warrior bound within the dreadnought. Sometimes it will distort his crippled body even as it ravages his mind, forcing the Iron Priests to refit the sarcophagus so his gnarled features glower and snarl from within. The animal fury of the battle brother provokes the dreadnought's machine spirit, adding to its simmering rage a mindless hunger for violence and transforming the walking war engine into a Wulfen Dreadnought. Like all dreadnoughts, a Wulfen Dreadnought is a veritable mountain of iron and adamantium. But where other dreadnoughts stomp towards their foe with robotic stiffness, the joints and servos of a Wulfen Dreadnought twitch and spasm like the muscles of a crazed animal. Leaning forward as it begins to charge, the Wulfen Dreadnought is consumed with a singular predatory intent, and seeks only to maul and eviscerate the enemies before it. The rampant devastation is accompanied by baleful howling, and the savagery continues until the metallic beast is eventually stared down by their wolf lord. Wulfen Dreadnoughts are bellicose, even by the standards of the Space Wolves, and their weapon loadouts are hence adapted by Iron Priests. Ranged armaments are replaced with massive implements of close-quarters slaughter, namely the Fenrisian Great Axe and Great Wolf Claw. Some Wulfen Dreadnoughts bear a Blizzard Shield, its powerful force field allowing them to weather even more punishment as they plunge into battle. Murderfang. It was Logan Grimnar's great company that found the feral dreadnought known as Murderfang. On the hell world of Omnicide, the champions of Fenris were locked in a roving campaign against the Alpha Legion, with battles raging throughout the spine of acid-spewing volcanoes that encircled the planet. The Space Wolves fully expected to be ambushed as they followed the duplicitous Chaos Space Marines further into the mountainous ravines. But instead of a deadly trap, they came across a slaughter. A stampeding mechanical beast was hurtling through the already thin Alpha Legion ranks, its massively brutal claws tearing the remaining traitors limb from bloody limb. The monstrous construct bore the heraldry of Fenris, but no battle brother recognized the specific markings. The Space Wolves joined in the melee, quickly dispatching the last of the Alpha Legion, but even with their common foe gone, the fury of the Dreadnought did not subside. Attempts to communicate with the entombed battle brother were met with metallic snarls, and all efforts to calm the berserk machine only enraged it further. Only by using Hellfrost technology were the Space Wolves able to freeze the Dreadnought, placing it in stasis so that it could be taken back to Fenris and studied by the Iron Priests in the Fang. The metal-skinned monster is now believed to be the culmination of the Curse-born prophecy, its arrival having been foreseen nearly 200 years ago. Though it resembles a Space Wolves dreadnought, and must have once had a name, the identity of the once noble hero within its sarcophagus is long lost, consumed by the bestial thing that now leers from its facade. Named Murderfang by the Space Wolves, it is a force of untamed destruction. In time of great strife, such as when Fenris was beset by a demonic incursion, the machine beast is released from its glacial prison and set upon the foe. Unleashed, Murderfang claws and stamps until nothing is left but ruin. At battle's end, the Space Wolves freeze it with Hellfrost technology once again, hoping that Murderfang's wrath can be stayed for long enough to see it contained in the caverns beneath the Fang. Yet all know that as the time of ending approaches, the white heat of its rage will be needed more than ever. End quote. The Wulfen Dreadnoughts. Terrifying little monsters, for they have the urges of the wolf, for the open plains, for the hunt, for the kill. Yet they are trapped within the metal sarcophagi of their order, always unable to feel the wind on their face, ever unable to smell the horrors of the battlefield or their prey with their own noses. Thus, their rage is not only that of the righteous son of Rus, but also the strain and frustration of a warrior trapped, constrained, destroyed. And their rage consumes them. There are few marines, xenos or metallic monsters that can match their ferocity, their power. Few indeed. Can you think of one? I can think of about 3 right now, but let's see if the comments section cannot be the place for further discussion. My main ones are all black, equally stabby, and potentially even more aggressive. Can you tell what it is yet? As with everything in Warhammer, the lore is bleak, but the tales can be merry. For I always chortle at this one time the hairy one, Lex, and I were at a tiny tournament. For we decided that having a beer the night before was far more important than having a good read of the objectives and rules. Thus we stood against a pair of Wolves players, and they knew their business all right. We thought we had them, as my blood angels darted forward and grabbed the object, and then scarpered for it, while Lex's bridge burners, his home-brewed chapter of Space Marines, tried to slow the onslaught of the Sons of Rus. Alas, we got it wrong. We were rather blindsided by the fact we did not have to take the objective off the board. We misread the mission. Hence it was that we had to survive the fury of the wolves, and that ended being bloody hilarious, because by the midpoint of the game, there was not a lot left on our side. Little on theirs too, to be fair, but we were all practically crying with mirth when their 2 meaty dreadnoughts were tracing around my last unit of assault marines, no jump packs, in a full-on Benny Hill/Keystone Cops routine. But thankfully, the wolves had a trick up their sleeve and whopped out a concealed unit that caused enough of a delay for their dread to catch the Archaeotech holding squad and munch through them faster than a shark squig on a particularly packed Pleasure World beach. Hilarious. We lost the match, but were then nominated as the most affable players of the day. To me, the highest accolade I could ever have gained. And we did nothing more than turn up with the right attitude. Win, lose, or draw, we were there to play. And play we did. So much so, we even had the other side doing it as well. Good times. I have been Baldermort, your faithful servant. I hope you've enjoyed this brief introduction to Wulfen Dreadnoughts. If so, then please do consider liking and subscribing. If you do, then hit the notifications button, as I would not want you to miss out. If you see the worth in what we are doing, then do also consider joining our Patreon, or giving the video a share if that is beyond your present scope. It will be a great boon. Now, no matter what you do today, do try to make some time for fun. Toodaloo.